Hi, good day everybody.
Good day.
Yes. Together with me is Sir Chris. Nowadays we have if we have time, we dedicate it into making videos with contents that is worthy of discussion. And today we've chosen a topic. What is it?
Why Bongbong Marcos will win this coming 2022 presidential election?
So we're going to discuss, we have with us points. Okay, we talked about it beforehand. We have points, good points that somehow would show the supporters of Marcos, okay, of Bongbong Marcos, or somehow would open issues, would clarify things in our mind as election is coming. Okay, let me just clarify, ha? For myself, I am not campaigning for Bongbong Marcos.
Yes,
I
yes,
am
yes.
not. Okay? However, we've picked the topic. Actually, it could be any politician, right?
Yes, yes,
We
yes.
could put there the name of any other politician.
Nakita sa bulang kristal.
Okay. But we've decided that it should be Bongbong Marcos this time. And our viewers, you can comment if you want us to talk about your candidate, why that person should win, based on our own perspective. Then you can write a comment and you can make a suggestion. We can we'll see if we can find time to discuss about the points that we could see why your bet or your chosen candidate should be the one who will win the next election.
So the title is Why Bongbong Marcos will win this 2022 presidential election.
Okay. Okay. Point number one. What's your point number one? Why should he really be the winning president?
I think kung naalala nyo, siya ay tumakbo din bilang vice president ng nakaraang election, and malakas yung kalaban, si vice president ngayon, Lini Robredo. And isa sa nakita ko na manalo or magtutulak sa kay Bongbong Marcos upang manalo or magiging presidente ng 2022 election, it's because natalo siya noon.
So he will do everything to win.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And hindi lang yan, yung sabi pa nila noon, tsaka yung sabi-sabi din nila ngayon, na dinaya siya. So ibig sabihin kung hindi dinaya, nanalo siya. So siguro, mayroong malaking advantage ngayon dahil nakita ng mga supporters, kasi yung election ay parang laban ng mga supporters. Minsan yung
True.
mga politicians mismo ay hindi masyadong nagraramdam, pero yung mga supporters ay masyadong hot na hot.
I think it's okay for the supporters to feel like that. Why? For me, personally, pag ako nagsusupport sa isang politician, my goal is for that politician to win because I feel that person understands me as a citizen and would carry the kind of government that I want
Yes, yes. So,
if put in the position. So sila na mga supporters, they must have experienced a lot already.
yes. Okay.
And minabuti nila to put everything in their hands. Na they realized na ang laban ay hindi nasa kamay ng mga politicians themselves, but on them who vote for the politician to win.
Yeah.
So I feel the sentiment of the supporters.
So supporters now will be more vigilant,
Tama.
no, kung ano man ang dayaan, kung mayroon mang dayaan, or yan ba isang reality sa ating eleksyon, yung dayaan na yan, or it's just an imagination ng mga kasi ganun yun pag manalo yung kalaban, dinaya. So, kahit sino manalo, dinaya.
Mm.
So, I don't know kung yan ay totoo na mayroong dayaan. Maliban lang, yung makapag-confirm noon, yung mga nandadaraya din mismo.
So you are trying to say that the first reason why Bongbong Marcos will win the next election is the fact that si Leni Robredo ang nanalo noon.
Oo.
And there was an idea or a talk about na parang dinaya.
Oo.
Okay. So this time, he has to win. The supporters must be very vigilant.
Aha.
Okay? Must be
Yes,
vigilant
yes,
in taking care or in standing as guards. Okay? During the election, so that if in case, if it's true that dinaya nga siya this time, it will reflect the correct number of votes.
Mhm. So, reason number 1, ulitin lang natin, it's because natalo si Bongbong Marcos noon. That is why I think supporters or yung group nila, they will really prepare for it. I think it will be nagiging magandang lesson para sa kanila yun.
Okay. That's your point number 1.
Yes.
Should
Ano
I
naman
give
kaya?
mine?
Ano naman yung sa'yo?
Okay, for mine, I have actually 7 on the list, but I'm not certain. Baka naman for Sir Chris, he listed the same reasons. Okay, let's see. For me on the list, very serious. Pang Miss Universe, pang pageant na sagot. Bongbong Marcos will win the coming election because he is an experienced politician.
Agree.
Bakit? Why do you agree on it?
Lumaki sa Malacanang.
Tama.
And nagpatakbo din sa kanilang lugar, sa kanilang teritoryo o sa kanilang local bilang congressman or nagiging governor, senador. Yes. I think sa buong buhay ay politician. And I think also yung mga kalaban ganun din. But we're seeing it na parang mayroong advantage. Nasa vantage ground si Bongbong Marcos. It's because di ba pinaghanda ng mga magulang niya yan magiging presidente?
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
it's because lumaki sa Malacanang.
we cannot put kasi a leader, especially that of the president, we cannot put somebody there who is not experienced.
Mhm.
For one thing, let me clarify. Why do I have to say like that? For me kasi, to lead a country is a big responsibility.
Mhm.
And I think anyone could do that. I don't know if you'll agree with me, but I'd rather that an experienced politician do it because the stress there would be nothing as compared to the stress that you face in an everyday life.
Yes.
You can only carry through with it if you are an experienced politician. It means
What does it mean?
it means throughout the years you have developed in yourself the kapal at tibay ng dibdib. You know what I mean? Okay? It's not an easy task.
So,
Are you ready to be stressed?
kung gusto
That's
mo
the
magiging
question.
leader, kailangan isa sa mga characteristics mo ay
Experienced ka.
experience. Kapal yung mukha,
Kapal ang dibdib.
kapal ang dibdib, malakas yung loob,
Yes.
hindi masyadong yung tumatawa lang sa mga criticisms,
Yes, that's true.
sa mga critics.
Yeah, because as a leader of the country, the top leader of the country, if you cannot carry stress itself, how will you even deal with your people if every day you wake up, all you do is carry the stress within you and deal with how you're gonna carry it? I think you understand what I'm trying to say. But experienced politicians, they've been in that business for a long time already. So they can carry the stress that comes with it. And I think it's not just the stress that they will look and deal with. Therefore, since they're experienced on that already, they can focus on the task ahead of them. That's my point number 1.
Okay. Kayang paglabanan yung stress na
Yes.
ibabato.
Mhm.
So mayroong leadership, even though binabato ka ng stress,
Mhm.
naglilid ka pa rin ng tama,
Mhm.
nakakapag-isip ka pa rin ng tama,
Mhm.
nakakapag-command ka pa rin ng tama.
Mhm.
Hindi yung martial law agad. Okay.
Okay. Let's take your point number 2.
Ah, ito ay medyo sensitive just based on my observations. Bakit yung mga kilalang universities, yung mga sikat na mga, let's say, leaders or professors or teachers or maraming mga nasa taas na pwesto or mga sikat na mga tao, parang they don't really directly or they're not showing their support to Bongbong Marcos.
Should I answer that?
Oh yes. Please, you can do it.
Bakit daw ang point number 2 niya has something to do the reason behind why many professors and elite people
Yes.
from the elite group
Universities people.
are they against Marcos?
I don't know if they're against, but they're not
Supporting.
showing their
Support. Okay, maybe we should not.
They criticize oftentimes pag makita mo, marinig mo sa mga video.
We should not use the word against. Maybe they're not against. He is just not their choice. He is not their
Yes,
choice.
Pwede,
Okay.
pwede.
For me, I will hear your reason later on. There is one reason though that I see, and I believe the support, the feeling of not supporting or the decision of not supporting Marcos comes from the idea that they're not convinced of the leadership of the Marcoses based on what the father has done in the past.
Okay.
Where do they base it though? Where do they base it?
From their records, father's records,
On the father's record. Where is it written then?
of course, written in the book of history.
Okay.
History books.
So doon nila nakikita. So I imagine I'm not sure if this is just our opinion, but we believe people from the elite group who will not choose Marcos as the next president has created information within themselves that are based on the books they read. Kasi elite sila, they read a lot, di ba?
Okay.
They're wide readers, di ba?
Yes.
Maybe they're good in reading books.
So, I think that is one of my reason bakit manalo si Bongbong Marcos sa 2022 election. Kasi kukunti lang yung nagbabasa ng mga libro na yun. Tingnan mo yung population natin doon sa buong bansa. So, kung yung mga nagbabasa ng mga history books na yan, they will accept it as true, yung history written books na yan. So, marami pa rin yung sa tingin kong hindi nabasa o naririnig o nakukonfuse. So, I think this will be the question, is written history
The true history.
reliable or
True.
what can we say? Enough na sabi sa atin kung anong nangyari nung nakaraan.
Tama.
So, history is not only written kailangan nasaksihan or yes, marami mga historians na they just interview, they just answer them, but they are not eyewitnesses. Kung nakita natin, narinig natin yung mga ibang video ng mga ibang mga matatanda, yes, they are eyewitnesses kung anong mga nangyari. Of course, there's the martial law, there's a kung anong mga accusation, corruptions, but are really the Marcoses yung gumawa noon? For example, let's take up the martial law issue. Siguro before nag-declare yung president ng martial law, there's an approval muna or there's an endorsement from the Congress or Senate or sa legislative branch ng ating government. And then the executive branch will just impose, no? Kung hiningi niya man yung pabor noon ng legislative. So I think at least the Congress agreed on it. See, I think hindi mo siya masisi sa ganung bagay kung bakit nagkaroon ng martial law. Martial law is oftentimes siya yung siya yung parang button na pag uncontrollable na yung government, okay, let's do it. Kagaya ng ginawa ni Duterte doon sa Marawi. Nag-declare siya agad ng martial law. Naalala ko nga parang hindi pa siya nasa Pilipinas noon, nasa ibang bansa sa, and then binalitaan na lang nagkaroon ng problema sa Marawi. And then so sabi niya ganon agad martial law. And the people in Marawi hindi naman nagrereklamo. Pero yung mga tao na hindi sa Marawi, yung reklamo ng martial law. Why?
Hindi nila na-feel na for the people in Marawi, it's clear to them that martial law is the saving grace.
Yes,
for them.
yes.
It's something that must be done, otherwise they will not be able to make it.
Yes. So the idea of having martial law, sometimes it's not hindi siya nakakasama. Right? Hindi siya nakakasama. In fact, nakakabuti pa nga sa kalagayan ng isang lugar. Pero yung idea number 2 na bakit manalo si Bongbong Marcos, it's because maraming mga tao yung hindi naniniwala sa sinulat sa history books.
Kasi we are not certain kung talagang reliable siya.
Yes, ganito kasi yun eh. If you wrote a book,
Your own perspective.
that's your own perspective. That's your own idea.
The
You're the author
author's
of it.
perspective.
Yes. So it's very dangerous. Siguro ganito yan, sabi ko. It's dangerous to rely on the idea of others.
Yes. So for me, true history is not written is not just written on the pages of a book.
Yes.
Rather, it is written on the hearts and the minds, the memory of those who witnessed it.
That's it. And those history, yun ba ay kumpleto na sinulat? Bakit? Saan yung records ng mga accomplishments? Saan yung records ng mga kabutihan? Ganito kasi yun eh. Kung i-rate natin from 1 to 10. From 1 to 10. Nagkasala yung tatay niya, isa. Okay. So, isa ang nagkasala. Mayroon pang siyam na magagandang gawa. Ganon yun ang idea natin.
Okay. Parang tama na. Point number 2. Okay, my second point here says, I think you've touched it already, nanalo si Lenny last election, so it's Bongbong's time. Okay, and then here I have listed, he carries the bearing of being a leader. I think that's very important because to represent a country, you could imagine a leader na bearing pa lang ay walang leadership. Parang hindi siya convincing.
Yes.
Tsaka, it's a skill to carry yourself with such a bearing that you hold the bearing of being a leader. It takes experience and time to develop that. And there's no question about him having developed it already. My reasoning there is simple. Simple as that. He carries or he has the bearing of being a leader.
Saan niya kaya namanay?
From both sides, from the mother and the father, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. He has that, ano tawag dyan? Katayuan, demeanor, na pagiging isang leader. Yan ay maganda at saka tinitingnan din ng tao. Pero minsan, hindi rin dahil maganda yung postura mo o yung katayuan mo ay magiging magandang leader ka na agad, But yung point mo, I think na the way he responds to interviews, to the talks, or to the way he impose some policies sa kanilang province, sa kanilang lugar, I think malinaw
Mhm.
na he has that leadership.
No, actually, what I have in mind is like this. I imagine presidents having a meeting. You know, when the
Mhm.
presidents from different countries come together
Mhm.
for a meeting, and they're gonna talk about issues, let's say Southeast Asia.
Mhm.
And then when the leaders meet, when you have the kind of president who doesn't carry a bearing of parang somebody that you can look at with pride, you as a Filipino,
Yes,
di ba?
yes.
You as, that's our president na marunong magdala in a crowd being
Mhm.
put there with all the leaders. He has the capacity to stand and represent the country, to speak in such a manner that he gets the attention of the people around him.
Mhm.
Knowing they're all leaders, so he has to carry a bearing that will make him stand out in case he is given the chance to speak. It's not all about speaking.
Hindi
It's-
lang magiging parang isang puppet
Yes,
or
na nakaupo at nakikinig.
at ano lang, yung parang oo na lang
Yes.
or sasabay na lang sa agos.
Mm.
Kailangan mayroong
Yes.
klarong panindigan.
Yes, and above all, he has to represent the galing ng Pinoy. Ano ba yung Pinoy? Very resilient ang mga Filipinos,
Mhm,
di ba?
mhm.
Resilient, ano pa yung characters ng Filipinos? Simple lang, pero may dating, di ba? Ganon. There are a lot of good qualities. So, a leader representing the country has to carry the same galing kahit sa tindig lamang.
Okay.
I think that's really superficial, but I believe that's one quality that will catches the attention of fellow leaders
Mhm.
in case you're put in a single room where you will meet together, di ba?
Mhm.
Isang bagay yun. So, maybe that's a superficial point, but I believe it's important.
And Bongbong Marcos has that.
Yes. Okay. I see
Okay.
that in him.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sige.
What's your point? Next point.
Nung nakarang araw, maraming mga news, balita, yung mga ibang presidential candidates, nagkaroon sila ng caravan. Okay. In fact, mayroong dumaan nga dito sa amin. And nakita ko na maraming sasakyan and then may balloons, may mga kulay, mga ganito. Okay. And pangatlong reason bakit mananalo si Bongbong Marcos this coming election, it's because nagkaroon ng karaban yung kalaban. Anong ibig sabihin noon? Yung mga hindi nagkaraban, para kay Bongbong yon.
Kasi very obvious na yung caravan ay hindi nga nangalahati ng total population. So yung mga hindi nakasali sa caravan, sa kanya yon. Therefore, dapat siya manalo.
Okay. Minsan parang usapan natin, parang binabaliwala natin yung ibang presidential candidates, ano. Sila Lacson, yan ay malakas din si Lacson. Si Pacquiao malakas din. Isko Moreno malakas din. Si Rene Robredo, of course, malakas din. Si Bato De La Rosa, malakas din. At saka yung mga iba pa na wala nang hindi natin masyadong kilala. But of course, we don't underestimate those presidential candidates. Dito lang kasi yung gusto lang namin share, paalam sa atin na kung bakit mananalo si Bongbong Marcos. Yung unang sabi ko kanina ay dahil natalo sa nung vice presidential election. So, maghahanda siya ng todo. Pangalawa ay yung history, yung parang bad records. Mayroon silang bad records. Ganun yung ibig sabihin. Mayroon silang bad records. Yan is pangalawang dahilan kung bakit siya mayroon. Bakit?
Dinaya siya noon.
yung bad records na yun ay kumbaga wala nga sa kalahati sa mga good records nga na-accomplish nila. See? There are, written history. But yung mga unwritten na part ng history, I think it's weightier or mas mabigat na dahilan kung bakit yung mga matatanda, yung mga ibang tao, kung mas kilala sila. Kasi yung TV noon, yung radio, ay yung mga may pera lang yung makaka-afford. Pero kung pumunta ka rin sa ibang bansa, sa ibang lugar, or nakausap, yes, totoo po yan na may mga ibang mga foreigners na mas kilala nila si Marcos dahil sa taglay na galing. Of course, yung tatay noon, hindi naman yung sinasabi natin yung anak niya si Bongbong Marcos. Pero kung mayroon din kasalanan yon, sa tatay pa rin yon, hindi pa rin sa anak ngayon. Ay, yung problema sa atin, we are choosing someone based on based on his connection sa ibang tao. Ganon. Pero yan ay hindi ka magiging isang lawyer, hindi ka magiging isang professor ng isang university kung yung idea mo ay ganon. Yung ibig sabihin ay influensyahan ka ng
Mga binabasa.
o ng mga ibang tao, no? It's that will be illogical and irrational. Ang pangatlo, nabanggit ko na bang pangatlo?
Ano yung pangatlo mo?
Yung caravan. Nagkaroon ng caravans yung mga, I think ano pa lang naman yun, mga initial yun, hindi pa yun totoong caravans. But yung gusto kong sabihin, mas maraming hindi naka-join sa caravan or maraming hindi nag-join sa caravan. Bakit? They are supporting Bongbong Marcos.
Baka naman may caravan siya next days, tsaka ang lalabas niyan, ilan lang.
So,
busy baka ang mga supporters, na?
Busy supporters.
Okay.
Kung ano man ang dahilan, hindi natin alam.
And then, ubusin mo kaya yung mga points mo na yan. Sige.
Wala
go
naman
ahead.
masyadong importante, pero siguro isa din para malaman natin nga nagpababa sa mga Marcoses noon ay yung pagtulak ng simbahang ng simbahan. And when we say simbahan, it's a church. And as if the Roman Catholic, they are representing themselves na sila yung representative ng simbahan. But in fact, marami pang mga simbahan na hindi naman nabelong sa Roman Catholic. Which is, nung naalala ko sa kay Duterte, minura ni Duterte yung mga ilang mga pare. Of course, hindi naman lahat ay masasama or hindi naman natin alam kung ano yung kanilang ano. But alam natin si Duterte ay talagang straightforward magsalita at minsan masakit. Sabi niya nga ay bago nagkaroon ng eleksyon, kayong mga outlaws or sinisira niyo yung ating bansa, papatayin ko kayo, sisirain. But binoto pa siya ng tao. Nag-Duterte na tayo. But patuloy natin doon. Yung nagtulak doon kung bakit nababa si Ferdinand Marcos, it's because of that martial law and it's because sa suporta or sa pagtulak ng simbahang Roman Catholic.
It's because of the crowd, no? Sobrang dami.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because I think it happened here in Manila. Yung mga supporters, baka lang ha, I don't know if this idea is right, baka yung supporters ng mga Marcoses, they are not within Manila. They could be in the provinces that could have saved or that could have supported them during that time. So, nakuha ng opposition yung entire area ng Manila, if not all, most part of it. Therefore, the crowd pushed them out of the palace.
Politics kasi puno ng propaganda eh. So, pag ma-convince mo yung tao sa propaganda o sa mga kung ano-anong mga sinasabi o ginagawa niyo. So, even though sinuportahan niya yung kabilang side, magsusuporta pa rin yan sa another side. Ganun lang naman yung tao eh. But, kung naalala natin, why the Marcoses hindi siya gumamit ng puwersa sa panahon na yon? He can ano tawag nito? Use the force during those martial law or during those time na pinapaalis na siya ng tao. And what will happen? This is what I'm thinking. Talagang may puso pa rin ng mga Marcos. May puso. May puso para sa bayan, para sa tao.
Parang ano, parang klarong-klaro na.
Ano, of course, may puso din yung ibang mga candidates.
Oo, yun naman.
Pero since yung topic natin ngayon ay why Bongbong Marcos will win this presidential election
He is the
2020.
star.
Yes.
He's the star of our talk.
Yes. And halos lahat, ano tawag nito? Tumitingin sa tumitingin sa kanila. Okay. Ano pa kaya ang mga dahilan mo naman
So,
dyan?
I have here several other reasons. Ang iba ay light, and then I have two that are quite heavy. Okay? I put in here, he is the son of Ferdinand Marcos, and his mom is Imelda Marcos. So the fact that he's the son of these people makes him as a capable leader of, of winning the spot, becoming the president this next election.
May influensya pa ba yung mama
Parents?
niya o yung papa niya?
I think we cannot deny the fact that Ferdinand Marcos has done a lot for the country.
Yes.
Okay. Meron naman siyang nagawa ng mga maganda. And if we ask old people about kung anong mga ginawa niyang mga magaganda, ang dami nilang sinasabi.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we were still very little the time, 1979 ako. So I think
Mga 86 yung martial law niya.
So
Okay. Yes, 80. Maganda.
yeah, so he must have carried with him the genes of his father, yung galing, yung talino, okay? And here comes the mother. The mother is I think that's the trophy. That's the reason, that's the greatest reason, and it's his alas.
Oh, yeah. Bakit ano kaya ang mayroong alam si
Imelda. Okay. For one, he is a mother. He will support the son.
Yes.
Okay. And another reason I listed in here, he has a name to redeem. So you talked about the time when, during the time of martial law, diba, they were not given the chance to redeem themselves. So parang may plot na bigla silang napaalis.
Yes.
Mga tao mismo nagpaalis without giving them the reason to come up stage and reason out for themselves. So they were pushed away from the Malacanang.
Clash of Clans.
Yeah, so I think that mere fact, that mere idea na he has a name to redeem would make him win this election. But why?
Bakit kaya?
Because it's a driving force that will make him work into winning the spot. Unless he wins, he cannot redeem the name.
Wow.
I think so.
So, he has a name to redeem.
Yes, he has a name to redeem. That's another reason. And then I also put in here, he holds the key, which is the mother.
Yes.
He holds the key.
Anong mayroong
Anong
sa
key
kay
yun?
Imelda?
Yeah. Or he holds the key, or he has Imelda, the mother, that is the key to the treasury, that according to Imelda, from one interview she said that
With
that
Mel
money,
Chanco?
with Mel Chanco, with that money she's holding or keeping, that they kept, their family kept, it is enough to save not just Philippines but the whole world.
Wow.
So she holds the key to that. And that key is Bongbong Marcos' mother. Do you see the logic?
Napanood ko yung video na yan, no? Sa kay 8 years ago pala yun. Mel Chanco.
8 years ago ang interview.
Oo.
Okay.
And then may isang document doon na parang 100 plus billion.
124 billion dollars.
Wow. Paano
That's
kaya
just
yon?
one document.
Paano kaya yon kung manalo yung ibang kandidato? So,
The way I see it, the mother, Imelda Marcos, will never let anyone spend the money nor use it for the development unless it is her son who is in the position. Why? For one, they have a name to redeem. Secondly, who should you trust? Other people or your son?
Yes.
Of course, it has to be your son. It has to be a family member. So, Bongbong Marcos has to win. He has to do everything to win it.
I agree.
Because he holds the key into the treasury that can not just save the Philippines, but also save the whole world.
Malayo kasi tayo sa mga hindi natin nasaksihan yung mga documents na yan o yung mga treasures na yan ng mga pinag-uusapan. Minsan pag narinig ko yun ay parang mga ano lang yun eh. Parang akala ko baka mga bungang isip lang yan ng mga ibang tao or mga ganon. But if there's treasures like that big and then nakapangalan or which is intended for the country and then kanino mo ipagkatiwala yun?
Sa anak o sa ibang tao?
Sa anak o sa ibang tao. And I think isa yan sa mga dahilan kung bakit manalo si Bongbong Marcos. Kasi mayroong treasure.
And that idea, I think, would make him grounded. It would make him grounded, the entire family. Why? There is a big issue over that thing being stolen, naninakaw, but we will not deal on that kasi we are not in the position to say whether it was ninakaw nga o hindi. We are not going to put ourselves in the situation where we make a statement. I mean, that's the idea. There is an idea rolling around or circulating around that something was taken and they kept it, they took it away from the Filipino people. So it will, if that is true or not true, we will not deal with that anymore.
Yes.
Our idea here is we see that he will win because he has to win, rather, because he has a name to redeem, plus his mom, the key, which is his mom, is the one who can save the world. Yeah, with a certain amount or treasure that they own.
So if it is true that there are treasures, let's allow or let's Bongbong Marcos should have an opportunity para maibalik.
Yeah, true.
Tama kaya yon? Paano pag hindi niya ibalik?
Babalik niya yun. I believe he will do it. Because he will be well guarded with his thoughts. I don't mean guarded by people around it. Of course, they have a lot of guards, diba? Bodyguards, kadami. But I mean, conscience-wise, he will be guarded with his decisions, knowing that idea. And a promise has been made by the mother that is not for them, but is for the Filipino people and for everybody.
I think they are fully aware, kahit yung sister niya na si Amy Marcos. During mga interviews o kung kay si Bongbong Marcos ang interview, they are really aware na hindi nawawala sa isipan ng tao yung accusations na yaman at saka yung patayan. No, that is why I think he is very conscious sa ganong issue. And he is very, anong masabi natin dyan, maingat sa ganong bagay. So, there's a big rate, ano tawag nito, malaking
Percentage.
yes, na magbabalik kung mayroong kayamanan na yun.
And if you will become the leader and he will have projects gaya ng mga proyekto ng mother niya before, o yung mga nagawa nilang building,
Yes.
lalaki, hindi malayo na pwedeng magkaroon ng mga ganyan ulit, di ba? Or
Tama.
they will think of good projects for the people. So I think these reasons are enough. These reasons are sufficient to answer why Bongbong Marcos has to win the next election.
So, yung nalalaman lang ng mga bagong henerasyon ngayon ay yung masamang pangyayari noon. Hindi nila nalaman yung napakalaking improvement, napakagandang pagtakbo ng ating bansa noon during the time of Ferdinand Marcos. But anyway, kahit gaano kabuti yung nagawa ng father na yon, it's not, I think, a guarantee. Nagagawa din yung anak na ganon. Of course. At the same time, kung gaano man kasama yung ginawa ng father o ng parents, I think yung anak, you have to look at it as clean record. Walang ganon. 'Di ba? Unless you are biased, unless mayroon ka ng idea na hindi naman sang-ayon. So magiging ano ka ng you will not be a good judge.
Other people are looking at it na baka naman because Bongbong Marcos himself saw how the people pushed them out of the palace, how they were misjudged during that time, ano. Baka naman ay
Gaganti siya.
yeah, gaganti because he has developed or he has kept feelings of anger and resentment about that idea na they were pushed out of the palace. And it would be, if that will be his driving force to lead, eventually, pag tinignan natin, it would result to something negative also.
Yes.
But if we look at it, look at it, no, the supporters will look at it na the driving force would be to redeem the name and to bring back, to give the promised gift to the Filipino people, then eventually something positive will come out of it. Kung hindi natin ma-deny, there will always be negative, the stress that comes with it, the negative ideas that, meron talagang opposition na lalabas dyan, and hindi natin yan we cannot deny.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
we cannot stop it. It comes. They say, I remember an interview of one, politician din, sinabi niya na if you're ready to take something positive, if you feel happy about taking something positive, be happy as well of taking the negative one. Kung ginugusto mo at natutuwa ka na marinig yung positive na comments sa'yo, dapat tanggapin mo na rin yung negatibo. Kasi kanya ng buhay, hindi pwedeng positive ka.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think kahit sino yung uupo bilang presidente ng ating bansa, ganito pa rin yung ating bansa. Sometimes we are so desperate na parang wala nang magiging mabuting leader. Which is parang tama naman kung tingnan natin sa ganong pananaw. Kasi ganito yun, kahit noon pa, kahit sinong umupo doon, kahit sinong nakaupo, mayroong lumalaban, mayroong kritisismo, mayroong mali. I think kahit ano tawag nito, yung santo. Kahit santo yung mamumuno dyan,
Santo.
mayroon pa rin problema. Why? Yung nakita natin kung bakit mayroong problema o yung na-imagine natin, nakikita natin, yan ay walang sa kalahating realidad kung bakit mayroong problema sa ating bansa.
And a while ago, you said na lahat naman ng politicians may good points.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
To lead the country. I could see like, you mentioned Manny Pacquiao.
Yes,
Lacson.
pabahay for all. Sana.
For Manny Pacquiao, the way I see him is, his story is very inspiring.
Yes.
And how he was able to bring his family to such a status this time.
Yes.
Ay hindi basta-bastang magawa ng kahit kanino.
Tama.
Sino? Because ikaw ba magpabugbog? Diba? You know, the galing ng ang tawag dito?
Loob.
Lakas ng loob. That's a quality of a leader.
Yes.
But since our topic is not Manny Pacquiao, it's Bongbong Marcos this time. I think if we look at it, meron naman silang qualities na maganda
Yes.
bawat isa.
So pwede siya magiging secretary. Yung isa ay secretary din, yung yes. They will magkaisa na lang I I really not promoting Bongbong Marcos, but I just see na malaking percentage or nasa vantage ground siya to be the next president of Philippines. Yung sabi ko kanina na hindi naman lahat ay perfecto, hindi naman lahat ay kahit sino lang upo mayroong kritisismo. It's because we're talking about problems, corruptions. Ano lang yan eh, yung mga nangyayari sa atin, baka ano lang yan, baka kukunti lang yan, kakititing lang yan sa mga nangyayari din sa ibang lugar. But it doesn't mean na kung mayroong nangyayari sa iba, magkaganon din tayo. No. It's a general problem. It's a problem worldwide. In fact nga, yung sabi doon, yung problema, hindi lang dito sa mundo, nag-umpisa sa langit. Okay.
For me as well, I am not really promoting that everybody should vote for Bongbong Marcos. Though I have seen, there are two great points that I see. These are heavy reasons why he should be given the chance. And if the mindset of the voters would be for the family to be given the chance into redeeming the name plus giving back what is supposed to be for the people, then it would be enough reason to make them write the name of Bongbong Marcos in the ballot.
And ano man yung pakialam na dyan. Kung halimbawa kung sino dyan, no? We just leave it the way kung ano yung tatakbo ng ating mga batas. Sa tingin ko ganun lang yun. Yung problema lang kasi ay mayroon tayong damdamin na sana tayo dyan or ganito. So, yun ang nagkakaroon ng problema. If Lini Robredo will become the president, I think okay din. Manny Pacquiao, okay din. Isko Moreno, okay din. Kasi sila yung mga magagandang mga leaders. But kung sa ngayon, pinag-uusapan at yung tinitingnan, Bongbong Marcos, he is in a vantage ground in terms of mapaganda ba, mapaayos yung bansa, mapadevelop ba. Tingnan mo yung mga highways natin ngayon, yung mga expressways, yung mga iba't ibang buildings na patayo. During those times ng father ni Bongbong Marcos, 30 years ago, pangilan yung bansa natin sa buong Asia. Pangalawa, narinig ko nga, yung mayroong lang train ay yung Singapore at saka yung Philippines. But after that, tingnan mo, yung South Korea sa panahon na yun ay gapang na gapang yan. Ibig sabihin, nasa civil war sila. Nasa gulo pa. O tingnan mo, after those years, tayo ay nag-down.
Okay.
And then, biglang tumaas yung sa paligid nating mga bansa. Yeah, there's really a problem. And tayo noon ay tumutulong sa ibang bansa eh. Ngayon tayong kawawa. Minsan hindi pa tinutulungan ng ibang bansa. Hintay na lang tayo ng tulong ng ibang bansa. But ulitin natin, mayroong treasure daw doon sa kay Imelda. Yan ay according to the interview of Mel Chanco.
It's not us who said that. We just based it on the interviews and the statements that he said. Exactly, he said, this is not just for the Filipino people. This is for the whole world.
Yeah.
It's
But-
enough to save the whole world,
But I
she
think-
said.
Kahit ipalabas yan yung treasure, hindi ibig sabihin na magiging maganda na lahat yung buhay ng tao.
Of course. Sa dami ba naman ng tao? But in terms of development, somehow, there would be a good effect.
Yes. Okay. Mayroon pa kayang mga magandang dahilan?
I think those are all we have on the list. And our listeners, our viewers are quite tired. Ano? 15 minutes already.
Okay.
So thank you guys for sharing, for staying with us through this discussion. Sincerely, if you want to, for us to have a discussion on a certain topic, you can suggest. And please feel free to share this talk. Maybe it could lighten lighten some issues or it could create more issues. I don't know how it's gonna affect people who would be watching or listening to this, but please share and do like our channel ideas. Like, please subscribe so you can be you can be what's that notified if in case we upload new content.
Okay, I think let's talk about freedom next time.
Freedom, that's good. Especially the right freedom to vote as election is coming, or is it freedom in a general form?
Freedom in general.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Okay. Please don't forget, subscribe.